All right, welcome back to round two here. I'm Conley Woods playing some Dimirdrazi on MTGGplayer.com. This hand is pretty sweet. We have a nice little curve here. Warping Whale can exile something, as can Dimensional Infiltrator. We also have Ruins of Warren Reef. Reality Smash is a good curve topper. Obviously, we don't really want that in opening hand, but it's fine. Also, he mulliganed down to 5 cards, which is always nice for the good guys. We're the good guys in this case. I'm sure Daniel Akos is a wonderful individual, but he's not the good guys. Now that I drew that, I kind of want to play Ruins. Because I could play turn 2 Polluted Delta and grab an island if I want to cast turn 2 Infiltrator, although I probably don't want to with Ruins out. But this lets me cast turn 2 Warping Whale, which could be key. Like if he plays a Rattleclaw Mystic or something here. Or if he plays nothing, he could play nothing too. So yeah, I'm just going to play Polluted Delta. If he plays something, we will Warping Whale, if we can exile specifically. If he doesn't, we'll grab a Sunken Awe. Make fetch happen. Is he playing our deck? Maybe he's playing our deck. No, there's a Plains. No, I don't know what's going on. He could be any 90 color combination in the books. There's 4. I'm going with Dark Jeskai right now. Well, alright, so I'm going to play Dimensional Infiltrator here. And I'm going to play it because I need to exile something ASAP. And so I'm just going to use its ability for free. Probably going to not... do I block? I feel like I don't block. Blocking is pretty loose. Alright, I block because I have to, because I don't want to be at 3. Alright, do me proud. Do me proud. One time. Yes! Boom! Alright, let's go fetch. Do I want to counter or do I want another Ruins? I probably just want to counter on my dude. That gets him out of DL2 range, which is pretty nice. Get that. Get that! Alright, next turn I can Bearer of Silence. This other one. We're back in this. Maybe. Possibly. What do you have? Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not. Don't Crackling Doom us. Oh. Alright, well, he did just put a bunch of cards in the graveyard, or in exiled, so we can just Wasteland Strangler this, which is probably better than Bearer Silencing this, because I can just block it, and if he activates, it's whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to play Ruins. Alright, he's got 2 cards in hand. We're trying our best here. We're fighting back. We dealt with the Mantis Rider Horde. This Bear of Silence is just waiting to eat this Tassiger's flesh. Currently, he does get a Mantis Rider back if he activates Tassiger, which is kind of sucky, but... This is kind of the point in the game where Ruins of Warren Reef starts to really take over, though, so Like, we have 5 cards in our hand, many of which, or at least 2 of which are kind of 2-for-1s, Bear of Silence and Reality Smasher. All 3 of the other cards have some nice utility. That Dimensional Infiltrator already did some nice work gaining us 3 life and exiling a card earlier. No attacks by him, okay. So now we're going to do this. Expect him to activate was his plan, but this is on cast, so he can't even counter this. You'd have to make a guy in response. And we're left behind with 11 power, which is a lot. Even if he kills one of our guys here, it's not that bad. Oh, he just let it die. I'm gonna attack first, see if he uses a removal spell. He didn't. Alright. He needs a Wrath right now. Even if he has a Wrath, he gets Reality Smash down to 5. I'm really surprised he didn't just activate Tastiger. If you didn't have anything. You could take a look at that beautiful hand, my friend. I'm sorry, I'm explaining to my opponent a bunch of things. He didn't seem to understand where the first exile card was from and why he didn't get to respond. And the reason you don't get to respond is you do get to respond, you just don't get to respond until you get to respond before you know if I'm paying for this or not. So the trigger goes on the stack, my opponent then gets to make a response or not, and he has to basically guess or assume that I'm either going to pay or not pay. So, for example, if I don't have any mana available, he can assume I'm not paying. If I do have mana available, he's going to assume I should pay. So he has to respond to the actual trigger, not to me paying the physical mana. He's excited by his Multi 5. I mean, it's fine. Any hand with double Mantis Rider is going to be pretty exciting. All right, so what would it bring in against this guy? I don't actually know. Our cards are not very good against him. I like some Horribly Arise, I guess. Doesn't deal with Tassiger, though. Transgress the Mind seems very strong. I don't think I like Converter of Truth. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I do like this. Doesn't have a lot of ground guys, so I'm going to take one of those out. Warping Whale, I'm uncertain of. What does it do? Deals with Jace. He's going to have Jace. Yeah, I guess that alone is probably enough reason to keep it, so I'll leave it alone. He might have some other weird stuff in there too. Treasure Trove or Wrath Effects or something. But I could easily see this end up becoming like Negate or Flaying Tendrils or something in Game 3. But we're up a game, so we get to experiment a little bit. So I think I like this. We'll be right back for Game 2 momentarily. Alright, welcome back to game 2 of round 2 here. Conley Woods, TCGplayer.com, bringing you this Dimirdrazi deck. It's been pretty sweet so far. Up a game against Dark Jess Guy, I want to say it is, or Jess Guy Black, or whatever nomenclature you prefer. I can't cast Fathom Feeder on turn 2 off this, but I have 2 better plays than Fathom Feeder, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, no. He F6, and then I hit F6, and then I didn't mean to. But I saved it. This should be big for us, because if we do hit here, we can follow up with a Wasteland Strangler and take out the Mantis Rider. That's sure to follow. Alright, so he's got Disdainful Stroke, Fiery Impulse, Jutai's Command. He doesn't have another land. I kind of want to take the Dig Through Time. Jutai's Command is annoying, but he's not likely to be able to cast it before I get Thought Knot down. And I could take it with that. He can cast Disdainful Stroke, though, on that point, which is annoying. He didn't cast Soulfire Grandmaster there either, which is a little weird. Yeah, I'm going to take the Dig Through Time. I'm not actually sure what the best... It could have been a Jutai's Command there. It's definitely not Mantis Rider. That much I can tell you. I don't know which land he grabs here. I guess... Okay, blue-white makes some sense, because you can cast Mantis Rider with a white or red source. Or blue source. Instead he just plays that, which is fine. He didn't... I kind of don't want to play this, but I have Thought Knot next turn, so I do want to play this, actually. It dies to Fiery Impulse, which is kind of annoying. And it puts a card in his yard for the Jutai's Command, but I can Thought Knot away the Jutai's Command. And then Wasteland Strangler up the following Mantis Rider play. So here he actually has Disdainful Stroke open. He's gonna Fiery Impulse my guy, and then he's gonna cast Disdainful Stroke, which is annoying. So I'm just gonna play Matter Reshaper and put a counter on it instead. And then he's very likely to just cast Mantis Rider next turn. And then I can throw down Thought Knots here. He's not I assume he won't keep open with Jutai's Command. That just doesn't make a ton of sense. And if he does, we can play around it by Dimensional Infiltrating or something like that. He also has to draw a 4th land for that to even be a possibility. Okay, he did. Yeah, so we're just going to play around this by not casting anything. If he grabs a duel and puts it into play tapped, we could then fire off this Infiltrator. Okay, he did not. He did not. He might just draw a card and get back Soulfire Grandmaster here. Looks like he is. Ooh. Is it counter? Yeah, counter's better than possibly returning this. So anyway, has Disdainful Stroke still up. So I do want to play around that. I can activate this, and then even if I don't want to return it, still play Wasteland Strangler this turn, though. Ooh, he's got Radiant Flames. Okay, good to know. Disdainful Stroke, Mantis Rider in hand that we know about. He's got another Jutas command. Okay, not that bad. Can probably expect Mantis Rider plus Disdainful Stroke this turn. Dura Swiss. Now he needs land in order to do all that. He keeps hurting himself by needing to keep up in Disdainful Stroke, and instead, okay, now he's got it. So he's got Mantis Rider, Disdainful Stroke this turn. Annoying, but we're attacking back pretty hard here too. He's going to 10, we're at 11. Ooh, that's kind of a nice draw. I assume he's going to block here. Just kind of has to. I'm just going to let that happen. And then I'm going to just cast this main phase so I can not take damage. Could have played Fathom Feeder there too, but not a lot of reason to do that. It's just a 1/1. Remember when you do play this deck to basically always activate your Infiltrators at the end of turn, because even when you do hit a land, you have the option of not returning a creature. So you just do it for the exile clause, which is pretty important. See, activating Funeral here. He's playing another Mantis Rider. What do I do here? Put me down to 5, and then attack back. He goes to 8. Just gonna block. Still gonna activate my guy, but I'm not gonna return it. Alright, not that bad. Again, I'm not gonna run my thing into Disdainful Stroke, even though I can start activating Seagate Wreckage. I might as well do it when he needs to like attack with a Fume Roll or something. 4. This can get a blue, but then it comes into play tapped. If he draws like a Radiant Flames or a Fiery Impulse, we're kind of screwed. But as of right now, we're effectively 1-for-1ing each other by holding this Disdainful Stroke Thought.Seer combo. Attack, sure. Don't really have to be afraid at 6 life. Or 5 life. 4 life gets a little scary. But right now he's dead on board. So he's got to activate Fume Roll. Ooh. Can't play both those. That's awkward. kind of just want to keep both my creatures back, but that's so bad. If I attack, he activates Funeral. It dies no matter what. I guess I could play Disdainful Stroke after. Let's see, got 4. He has to break a land to counter Disdainful Stroke. I'm just going to activate this. Ooh, that is a big game. Alright, I'm just gonna... I guess he's got Disdainful Stroke, so I need to attack with this. This keeps me relatively safe. He might activate Fumarole just to block here. Yeah, okay, that's good for me. Because now he can't threaten lethal with his creatures, and I have a 4/3 versus his 3 or versus 2/2, and my 4/3 even comes with a bit of protection attached to it. So that was best possible outside of drawing a card that gets countered by Disdainful Stroke. But as soon as I draw a land, I can cast both my Thought Knots in a turn. Disdainful Stroke will be gone. That also cut off a mana for him, which is pretty important when you have Soulfire Grandmaster out, because you don't want to start getting anything crazy. He's down to 5. Does he have a 6-drop, or does he have a 4-drop? Okay. He's got Disdainful Stroke left. So here I can I want to leave my guy back. I'm gonna make him use this Disdainful Stroke, and I'm gonna cast this guy at the end of his turn with a counter on it. But I'm just gonna play this dude to bait out the stroke. By bait out, I mean force him to use the card that I know he's had the whole game. Try another stroke. Utter disgust again. Okay. Okay, buddy. Yeah. Alright, don't ever complain about the cards that your opponent mills. That's not a thing to complain about. Unless they're one of tutor targets. So he can't do anything about this because he can't discard a card. He's presumably taking 3 here. So he's going to go up to 9, takes 4, 7, goes to 2. Alright. Should be fine here. I can't think of a 5 damage spell. Alright, got game 2, or got round 2. We'll be back for round 3. Conley Woods, TCG player. See you shortly.